Hi, welcome to Erasmus Plus Available for You, our project Virtual Youth Business Hubs International Network. I'm Pierpaolo Magliocca. I'm the coordinator of project and I'm associate professor of management at the University of Foggia in Italy. Today we will discuss or I will present to you the topic number 2. Study of modern practices of virtual exchange. Now we can see lesson content and objectives. We will define virtual exchange and we will outline the issue in virtual exchange. So objectives and expected results will be to the module, introduce to all of you to the basic concepts of virtual exchange. And next, we discuss about the issue in virtual exchange to work in this new work environment and manage it effective. So, introduction. Before discussing our views, we provide or we will try to provide a brief historical overview of virtual exchange, VE, and its emergence as an alternative communicative approach. One of the first challenges for any reflection on virtual exchange, which has a relatively short lifespan as an education program, is to select one terminology and definition. It should be noted that first publications with significant impact began in the early 1990s. Virtual exchange, telecollaboration, e-tandem or teletandem, and collaborative online international learning, COIL, are some of the more well-known terms that have been used, often interchangeably, to refer to the process of communicating and collaboratively learning with peers from different locations through the use of technology. Admittedly, these terms are not considered by everyone to be synonymous, and each term has emerged from different epistemologies and contexts. Moreover, the terms, if seen differently, some researchers do claim they are synonymous, are not mutually exclusive, and arguments regarding differences in terminology are often linked to an individual's dynamics and background references. Virtual exchange. We describe virtual exchange as a pedagogical approach, supported through the affordances of digital communication tools. For example, cell phones, tablets, computers, so on, which aims to implement the teaching principles outlined in communicative approach. In virtual exchange, work may be carried out synchronously, which is a growing trend as teachers and students become more familiar with the use of communications software, such as Skype, Google Meet, or Zoom. Although virtual exchange may also be done asynchronously through shared authoring tools such as documents, blogs, or forums. Although a combination of both formats seems to be ideal, as a synchronous format is often preferred when there are difficulties in finding times and dates that coincide in scheduling, or when technological infrastructures are less reliable. Here we can see and here are some key features of virtual exchange. It is highly flexible practice. It is generally envisioned as an ideal opportunity to engage students. It has been considered an alternative to physical mobility for students. Some virtual exchange may include use of self-directed online learning platform. The first one, it is a highly flexible practices that can be incorporated into one's teaching in a variety of manners, in class or hybrid learning environments. The second one, it is generally envisioned as an ideal opportunity to engage students in social interaction and collaboration with other participants whom they would be less likely to meet in normal education circumstances. It has been considered an alternative to physical mobility for students with disabilities or economic difficulties, as well as facilitating inclusion, language practices, and internationalization for all. Some virtual exchange may include use of self-directed online learning platforms, Buso, Italki, as part of a wider array of planned learning activities, as part of a guided learning that take place in instructed formal setting with partner teachers. Issue in virtual exchange. Creating virtual exchanges is an exciting opportunity for both teachers and students to connect with peers around the world, and the potential benefits are numerous. A large body of research documents are development of linguistic skills, intercultural communication skills, critical thinking skills, digital literacy skills, and multiliteracies. Multiliteracies is a concept that expands traditional views of language learning and the literacy to recognize and encompass the variety of linguistic and cultural differences that have become part of our world due to the globalization and increases the diversification. However, the process of setting up exchanges also involves a variety of issues that need to be addressed, and forethought in these areas can increase both efficacy and efficiencies. Issues we are going to cover include language use, cultural differences, time management, teacher collaboration, technology-related issues, assessment, and context-specific factors. Issue to be aware of surrounding the use of English as a lingua franca. It is important that all participants who take part in virtual exchange understand its aims and parameters before meeting their online learning partners. An important consideration to make clear to learners is the language of the proposed exchange. In other models, however, it has become increasingly common for virtual exchanges to use English as lingua franca, ELF. In English as lingua franca context, an adherence to native English speakers standard is not required as long as interlocutors understand one another. Using virtual exchange can help build students' self-esteem and help them to understand the changing role of English as lingua franca as a valid and valuable tool in the globalized world. Once learners are immersed in the virtual exchange, many find the use of English as lingua franca means that they feel less anxious than they would communicate with a native speaker of the language. English as lingua franca is the language used to teach, to coordinate, and to develop these changes. Different communication styles have occasionally brought misunderstandings. One example of this is the way that Japanese speakers often include brief periods of silence in spoken discourse, which may be unfamiliar to speakers of other languages. Some research describes the Japanese as using implicit and non-direct forms of communication like silence, which may be uncomfortable for people used to different communicative styles. Cultural issue to be aware of when establishing a virtual exchange. Virtual exchange can be a way for students who are unable to take part in study abroad programs because of financial or personal reason to experience communication with people from other countries. For many of the students at university, it is the first time they interact at length autonomously or semi-autonomously with the person from other country. This lack of experience with the intercultural exchange means that students are often ill-prepared to confront the realities of working with people from other cultures. This perspective results in a certain lack of knowledge about the cultural backgrounds of people from other countries, and also in a most fatalistic belief that people from separate countries cannot understand one another. Without the knowledge that people from different cultural backgrounds view the world very differently, learners taking part in virtual exchange can potentially form damaging opinions over their distant learning partners that must be addressed if an exchange is to be beneficial to learners. Issue surrounding time. Time is an important factor in all virtual exchanges. Firstly, depending on the country that this exchange is taking place between, there may be a significant time difference. This needs to be taken into account when considering whether the exchange will be synchronous, asynchronous, or a combination of the two. In addition, universities in different countries follow different academic schedules. When class in the session in one country, students in another are deep in summer internship or on holiday break. While the Belgian academic year begins in September, Japanese students begin in April. The same difference is between the Italian system and Ukrainian system, meaning that while the students on one side of the exchange are settled into university life, the students on the other are only just starting out as university students. They are therefore not ready for the challenges that virtual exchange can bring. Examination period also fall at very different times, and the intense period of preparation that precede them are not suitable for virtual exchange. The fact that participants are busy at different times of the year causes many logistical challenges. Issue to be aware of in the teacher collaboration. Collaboration between teachers is at the heart of the virtual exchange. And in order for projects to be successful, good relationships are essential. To build such relationships takes time, effort, patience, and determination from all involved, but without them, projects soon collapse. The dynamics between the staff are all different, but all are based in a mutual respect and the understanding that all members want the best for the student in their care. Issue surrounding technology. While some teachers are not confident in their technological skills and hesitate to fray into uncharted waters using them in their teaching, the recent advances in intuitive technology mean that virtual exchange is often now possible without specific technological support. Allowing both teachers and learners to use technology they feel comfortable with is important, because both instructors and learners use smartphone as a part of regular daily life, and the tools for virtual exchange use a similar operating system. There are few difficulties in setup or operation. The exception to this for all contexts is problems maintaining a fast, stable wireless connection. Virtual exchange can place a heavy burden on the sometimes fragile network, and time lags, choppiness, and sudden cutoffs are not uncommon. Issue concerning assessment. As virtual exchange has developed and moved toward the incorporation of intercultural competencies, as well as linguistic competence, methods of assessment have needed to have reevaluated, and new methods found to reflect these new learning goals, particularly as measuring intercultural competence has provided to be difficult. One method of measuring virtual exchange interaction that has been trialed measures student participation levels and counts either how many times participants send mail or post message, or how much time they have spent using the software. Unfortunately, however, simply leaving the software open on their desktop is often counted as active study time, leading to high scores for little or not activity. High levels of participation, whether measured by time online or number of interchanges, have not been found to correlate with learning or target material. As such, it was decided rather that rubrics, portfolio, and reflection would be used to assess student progress. Content-specific issues. Each virtual exchange is unique to its context, and the scale of this change is important. The structure of university systems can present barriers to collaboration due to traditional ways of working and curriculum constraints. Maybe a good solution could be combine and organize an homogeneous group. So we can close, we can finish this lecture, and we can check the examined aspects. We define the virtual exchange. What is the virtual exchange? Why is so useful, important virtual exchange? And we outlined the issue in virtual exchange. Issue covered include language use. We have to check the language. Cultural differences, we have to know, to understand the cultural differences. Time management, teacher collaboration, technology-related issue, assessment, and then context-specific factors. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your availability, and have a nice day. Bye.